Hey everybody, and welcome to Chili Cause It's Chili. I'm extremely excited to be with y'all today virtually to instruct y'all on how to make vegan chili. So my name is Nicholas Walker, and this video today will provide y'all with instruction on how to properly wash your hands, how to properly operate and handle a can opener, along with opening on how to open canned goods, and then the importance of why canned goods can be good for the senior adult population. So the first thing that I am going to be tasked with is giving a quick and brief outline of what myself, along with my other teammates, will be instructed to do in their videos as well. So the original outline that we had prepared consisted of Charlie, Mary, and myself demonstrating a cooking video. And then Mary and Tori were supposed to do a bingo game with everyone. And then after we prepared the vegan chili, we were supposed to have a family dinner with everyone included. And then Salma was going to have the closing statements. But since we're doing this virtually online, everyone's doing individual videos that will help teach y'all on how to make this chili. So since the most important thing that everyone should do before preparing a meal or cooking anything is, of course, washing your hands. So right now we're going to go over to the sink, and I will demonstrate on how to properly wash your hands. Make sure it's lined up. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is turn the water on, make sure you get fairly warm water. You don't want to get too scalding hot, so just make sure it's warm. Then once it's warm, you want to make sure you rinse your hands. Okay, and then after this, you want to apply soap. Make sure that you scrub, really good, really good. And you want to do this for about 20 seconds or so. You can sing, happy birthday song twice, or, some people just like, just count in your head. I like to do like a timer or so, but just roughly about 20 seconds or so. And then you want to rinse both hands off pretty good. Make sure you rinse it off thoroughly. And then in my case, I want to wash my hands again, just to be on the safe side. Now that this pandemic's going around, you just want to make sure it's better to be safe than sorry. Just scrub it again, and then just make sure you rinse it off thoroughly. Pretty simple. Everyone knows how to wash their hands. Just giving a quick overview and a reminder. Okay, now that I got that, turn the water off, and then make sure that I dry my hands. And you want to make sure that after you dry your hands, you want to try not to touch anything, or as little as possible, so your hands don't get dirty again. Okay, so the next part that we're going to do is, since we've washed our hands and stuff, now we are ready to make the chili. So my part of the video, we are Team Can, so we are in charge of opening the cans and rinsing and draining the canned goods and making sure that those are ready to go into the chili once all the other groups are finished. Okay, so the original video, we had black beans, kidney beans, diced tomatoes, and then roasted red peppers. So I'm just going to demonstrate 2 of them. I'm not going to go through the whole process, but so we'll go over to the kitchen, and so for this area, and for the diced tomatoes, you do not have to rinse those, because we need the sauce inside for the sauce, the chili sauce. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is we want to make sure that we have all our materials. So we have the manual can opener, both canned goods, and then we have the colander for the draining and rinsing process. So first thing that we want to do, we have a clean area. So the first thing that we want to do is, since we have a manual device, the sharp edge right there, that's where you want to insert into the top part of the can. And then on the back side, you have a little knob right there, and you just, rotate that, and then the can will rotate along the edge, like so. As you can see, the can is rotating around, and then you just keep going until it's completely done. There it goes. So now that, since it's, actually, let me get this part real quick. That part didn't break off. Okay, there we go. So for this process, let's give me a little trouble. Okay, so for this process, if you don't have a colander, then you can drain it with the lid, but I have one, so I'll just discard that. And then after I do the black beans, then we can do the kidney beans. And so it's just the exact same process as the last one. Just make sure that you insert it into the top of the can and then just rotate it. This one's a lot easier. And you just keep rotating it. You can tell that it's rotating. And once you got it. This one's not a very, it's an old can opener, so it's giving me a little bit of trouble. But, okay, so now we can discard the lid on that one too. So now we have both cans, and as you can tell, it has all of that in it, so that all of that needs to be drained. So for this, so now they're both ready to be drained. So what we'll do is we'll do the kidney beans first, but we will make sure it's got a good view right there. Okay. All you do for this is just make sure we got the colander in the sink. So all you do is just pour this into the colander, like so, and then that will help drain all of the liquid inside of the can. And then once it's drained pretty well, then you want to make sure that you rinse to get all the, basically you want to rinse just to get all the slimy liquid and all the other stuff off the product. And you may have to shake the colander around, make sure that all the beans are getting rinsed off. Okay, so that's good for that. And so after this, then you want to transfer the food product into a serving bowl. So you just transfer it into a serving bowl, and then those look good and clean and rinsed. Okay, then you want to make sure you rinse the colander. For the black beans, you want to make sure you get all the other stuff out of it. Okay. Once you do that, then just do the same process with the black beans. Just pour it into the colander. You should give that. Okay, once you do that, then you want to do the same process. You just want to rinse it. Make sure you give it a good rinse. I'm going to have to shake it a little bit, rinse it off. Okay. And once you do that, then we'll set these two things aside, and then we will wait for the other groups to get ready. Once they're ready, and you can combine them. But, okay. So now that we got that, then we want to, as we go, we want to, clean our station. Clean as you go. That's the best way to do it. But, let me dry off. Okay, dry my hand. So now since I have taught y'all how to operate and handle a can opener and how to properly open canned goods and rinse and drain, now we will talk about why it is so important, why canned goods can be important for the adult senior population. So why can canned foods be more convenient for certain populations? What could be some examples that would be good? So exactly, some possible answers could be, cost efficient. Canned goods, have longer, they can be preserved longer. You can buy them in bulk, or you can buy them in, smaller single proportions, any one that you would like. Things like that. They have still good nutritional values in them. And so I made a little handout like this, and I kind of compared canned goods versus fresh produce. And so I'm kind of comparing the two different types of foods and how it can be, an advantage towards the senior adult population. So the red one is the canned goods, and so for the first thing that we mentioned, we could say that it's easy to store and it has a long lifespan. And that's one thing that's good, about, senior adults, is that, sometimes they can have, harder time, going to the grocery store, more often and stuff. So they can buy, canned goods that will, rather than fresh produce, because it'll, last them a longer time, and which will require them, less and frequent trips to the grocery store. So another one could be that it's, cost efficient. So we all know that, fresh produce can be, expensive at times, and, for the most part, canned goods can be, a cheaper option. And it's more affordable, in which that's, not good just for, the senior adult population, but it can, that can be good for everyone. And then another one that we mentioned is you can, right there, it can you can either buy in bulk, or you can buy in, smaller proportions. So, a lot of times, fresh produce, most of the time, if you, buy fresh produce, there's, they're sold in larger, proportions and stuff, and you may be, cooking only for one, but, since you bought the fresh produce, it might be, an actual, 4 or 5 servings of people. So, and, fresh produce, can, spoil faster than canned goods. The preservation time can be a lot shorter than canned goods. So, that can cause, a lot of people to, waste food and stuff. And it can, also be more expensive to buy fresh produce. So, and then another thing about canned goods is that it's easy to prepare, rather than that fresh produce can be harder to prepare. For example, canned goods, just like you saw, you just open the can with, either a manual or automatic can opener, drain the food product and then rinse it, and then you can put it in a pot and then cook it that way, instead of rather than buying fresh produce, and then such as like garlic or something, and having to mince garlic, make sure that it's fine and stuff like that, and breaking the bulb, and methods like that, and or cutting a pineapple. Most of the time senior adults can, it's harder for them to it can be hard for them to cut, certain foods like, pineapple. I mean, that's not an easy one to cut. So, fresh produce like that could, be a little challenge for certain populations. And rather than, canned fruit and stuff, most of the time it's already, cut up and, ready to serve. I just want to say thank you for everyone watching this video and learning about how to properly wash your hands, along with how to properly handle and operate can openers, along with rinsing and draining canned goods, and the importance of why canned goods can be useful to certain populations, such as senior adults. I just want to say that I hope everyone stays safe and stays inside during this pandemic, and I just hope everyone has a good day. Thank you.